All right, so by now you should have the aim in your notebook, 7.1. We went over some responses from the do now question, and off we go. So while you guys get this down, when we say golden age, I know we talked about this with the Pax Romana, but this is really just a time of peace, success, happiness, achievement for a particular culture or society. So uh, typically, these empires, these societies have an apex, where they are kind of at the height of their existence, and that's usually marked with incredible wealth, really significant intellectual and cultural achievement and accomplishments, maybe geographic expansion. They're conquering other territories. That could be part of it too. And the people are generally, happy and are prosperous. So those are kind of the hallmarks of the golden ages. You guys got this? We're good? All right. I'll give you a second here, and then we will talk about it. So the Bantu people, why are we even talking about this? So, like I said, the first of the golden ages that we're going to study is the golden age of West Africa. So we need to kind of get a little bit of a grip on some African history. So the important talking point there is what's called the Bantu people. The Bantu are a community of people that originate in West Africa, and they're known for a couple of things, and they develop a couple of skills and kind of some know-how early on that's going to be important. The first thing is uh, agriculture using what's called high yield crops. The way this works is if you have to produce a crop, you want to produce a crop that requires very little work and has very high output. Bananas are a thing like that. All you have to do is water it pretty much once in a while and you're good. There's other crops that are really, really difficult to grow that require a lot of effort, a lot of people, a lot of time, a lot of resources, and then you get very little return for it. Okay? Those are not the things you want to focus your efforts on because that doesn't yield you the high amount of food that you need to sustain a population. So high yield farming is something that's developed by the Bantu people. So they have an understanding of that. Okay. The other thing that is big for Bantu is the use of iron. They use iron for tools and weapons, and that gives them a significant advantage with regard to agriculture and also conquering other people. Right? If they're using iron weapons and everyone else is throwing rocks and hitting people with sticks and stuff like that, that's not really much of a contest. So the Bantu people are important for high yield farming and iron. Okay, now why this is important is because these Bantu people will migrate all around the African continent, and they will spread this knowledge and this information to a lot of the other people that exist in Africa at the time. So the cornerstone of a lot of African culture historically is the Bantu people. So, like we said, the Bantu migration is an important kind of historic event in African history, and it's not an event; it's a process, right? That takes a significant amount of time, 2,500 years or so. So, if you want to think critically about the map that you're looking at, Bantu home is this reddish blob up here, and that is as of the year 2000 BC, right? So, in 1,000 years, they go from there to there and there to there. Okay. And then in 500 years, another 500 years after that, or 1,500 years after that, they cover the whole rest of the continent. So everything, in sub Saharan Africa, they kind of have migrated to. So you can kind of get the idea. This space in here, well, why didn't they go in here? Well, because this is jungle. So one of the things this map doesn't show us is kind of physical geography. This is like impenetrable jungle, so not a lot of time being spent in here. They'll go up and around, and they'll go down the coast, etc. So important to know.